You're welcome. You're welcome. Good evening. Today is module 3, but we're going to have a recap of modules 1, 2, and 3. All right, this is Dr. Oluwatosin Olonite, a lead coach, Quest Coaching Company, your purpose discovery and development expert. So, once again, you're welcome. This is the Purpose Clarity course. So, the Quest Coaching Company is a foremost company in Africa. And what we do is we train on personal development, we train on purpose discovery, as well as career development, all the way into leadership training. We help both individuals as well as corporate organizations reach their highest levels of potential. All right, we are committed to creating a global ecosystem of purpose-driven people that are ready to be all that God has called them to be. So once again, you're welcome on this platform. So for this is the course curriculum. We've taken foundations. We're uncovering passion. All right. We've talked about interest. We've talked about the hierarchy of interest. We've talked about skills. We've talked about natural strengths. And today we are writing our purpose statements. But before we go into writing purpose statements, we would I'll take a recap of everything we've learned so far. So you hear this question all the time. Why are you on earth? What purpose have you been called to fulfill on God's green earth? Have you discovered it yet? And for a large number of people, they've not discovered it all. They've discovered it, but there are quite a number of confusion around it. You have so many things you can do. You are very good at a lot of creative skills. You don't know how to really niche down, all right? And you find it difficult to pinpoint exactly what you should focus on because some of them are not exactly related. All right, I understand you, I see you, and that's why that's one of the main reasons why Quest Coaching Company exists in the first place because I've been there too, so I understand. And you also want to know how to build a very successful career on your passion and skill beyond the money you're making from it. You genuinely want to do it for purpose. So congratulations, you're in the right place. So this is more like compass, helping you to find your way, helping you to navigate your way in this very interesting journey of life. You know, it can be so complex, but once you are able to crack the code, you will discover it's actually the simplest thing about your life because it's in the center, it's like the center of gravity of your life. Every other thing that your life has ever gravitated towards, you know, has actually been one way or the other influenced by this. But it's like the core, the what you have inside the bulb of an onion. You know, you have to keep peeling and peeling and peeling until you get to that core when you can't peel anymore. All right, so that's the concept of purpose. So this class is a compass helping you to find your way back if you've gone out of the path or helping you to navigate properly if you're on the path but you're confused. So congrats once again. So module 1, we said what is purpose and we made it very, very simple. This foundation, we talked about the concept of purpose, the relation of it to work and your career, natural strengths versus skills, okay, the hierarchy of interest. You have a lot of things you are interested in, all right? You don't necessarily want to make a career out of it, but you just find yourself interested in doing it, all right? Then we talked about you getting real life models, those that were in class 1, and we had accountability structure, and we want to believe all of you, most of you, if not all of you, have actually reached out to your accountability partner and you're helping yourself along this journey. All right. Remember this saying that says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, all right, you go together. If you're still with me, say I'm still with you. You can unmute and say, I'm here. Thank you very much. You're welcome. So, what is purpose? Remember, one of our core principles in Quest Coaching Company is KISS. We always keep things simple. Life is quite complicated already enough, especially if you are in Nigeria, pardon me. But really, we don't want to complicate things again. It's not Pagoya to aspire to Pagoya to Maguire. Nah, 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 nah. We've had enough of that. All right. So we put things in simple form. So I'm not going to come here and give you guys one long textbook definition of purpose. No, I'm going to say it as simple as possible because trust me, quite a number of people have read a lot of books, articles, research on the mystery of purpose. But I tell people, purpose isn't supposed to be mysterious. If it's mysterious, then you're in a rut. If it's mysterious, then you're confused. If it's mysterious to you, then most likely you are not living in it, or you're not living in it fully, because you're supposed to understand the core of your purpose and be able to do. And it's like different expressions. You'll be able to express yourself in different forms at different seasons of your life, you know and you will know you are right on track. You don't feel confused even when you decide to leave a particular profession and start another one. Oh, I'm still in purpose. I'm still on track. Why? Because you've discovered the core. So for you, you might it might be different expression. You might be working in a place for just a season, and okay, this is just a season. I am not going to be here. I'll actually start my own business, or start my own company, or co-fund a startup, you know, maybe in the next 5 years when I have the right funding and whatnot. So when you're ready to move, even when people don't understand the rationale behind it, you rest easy. All right, you rest easy. You know that you are right in the center of purpose. You're not confused, and then you're able to make important life decisions. All right, let me use this Nigerian balance with your full chest. Even when it looks like this thing is very risky, I am what I'm doing. This is it. This is this is right. I am on point. Why? Because everything is tied to your purpose. You've discovered it. And even though your situation might not fully allow you to express some things, or you don't have certain opportunity yet, because you already know, you are able to plan your life, because so when the opportunity come, you can step into it. You don't waste opportunity. Why? Because you already know what you're supposed to do. All right. So work is the different ways you express, energy. you know oh, there's a target. we want to um we want to help people keep their money, and then when they need it, they can come. That's the work that a bank does, right? A banker. Or, oh, people need food at a party. I want to cook for them so that they can pay me. I use the money for myself. That's the work of a caterer. Oh, people need their children to be educated. Okay, I take up a job as a teacher or lecturer, and I teach students. All those are expressions of the power that you have within you, either your natural talent or what you went to school to train in, to achieve certain goal, usually for profit. Example, produce food, such as say Dangote company. They produce food for a population, and then they sell at certain prices to make profit. And you are, say, the lab worker or the factory worker, or let's say you are their communications manager, or you are their distribution head in West Africa. All right, that is your work. It is the expression of what you do in order to achieve target goal, either for yourself if it's your own company, or for the company that you work for. That's work. All right, now work might be related to your purpose or not. So I encourage people. So this is one of the things we are trying to tell people, that you're supposed to do work that is related with your purpose, because the longer you stay in a work that is not aligned with your purpose, you're going to get frustrated. It's a matter of time. You're going to be so unfulfilled. All right, you feel like your life is stuck. So that's why I would say, yes, don't always pick work based on money. All right, pick work based on purpose, and eventually that money will come to you. All right, so career, that's the entire structure or the framework, the system you've designed around the many work you do. Oh, you are a communications expert. At first, when you started out, you volunteered with the press club in your school. Then after graduation, you served with the media in NYSC camp, those that were announcing every morning and whatnot. Then after NYSC, you were posted to NTA Abuja. You served there for a while. Then you were retained and you worked there for 10 years before you decided to start your own media. All of this is career, all right? And some aspects of your career might not necessarily be work inclined. They might have to do with, say, charity, all right? Maybe there's a part of your salary or the money that comes from your profits that you use as community development service. I think it's, yeah, CDS or so. So you pour it back into the society, or you have like 4 or 5 girls in the north or in underserved community that you pay for their school fees. So all of that can be tied to your career. So all everything that you build is called the career. That's the difference between work, career, and purpose. So strength versus skill. Strength means your natural ability, your talents, the things that are part of you. They are innately who you are as a person. You know, you're very good. You have an analytical mindset. You know how to solve a problem. People like to put you on the board of any committee because you know anytime there's something difficult, you always come up with the most innovative ideas to solve that problem. You have natural leadership skill. This one, I have that from very young, as early as 7 year old. I've always been asked like, oh, be head of this. Even when I want to refuse, like everybody unanimously, they will just automatically assume that Tosin, you have to head this team. You know, at first it was strange to me. Then as I got older, I understood the concept that, oh, it's a natural flair for me to take up leadership position anywhere I find myself. You know, even when I try to shy from it, it's like you can't hide. This is who you are. Empathy, you care about people. Anytime you're in a place and you see people suffering, you want to step in, you want to help. All right. Now, strategic thinking. Um, you know how to strategize things. You're very good with, oh, why don't we wait for 2 months before we launch this product? I think it's going to sell better if we focus on this target audience. Call it the intangible strengths. The strengths that people, they are not tangible. People can't see it, like they are not physical products per se. They are in the way you relate with people. They are in the way you handle situations, circumstances. All right, they are more of services. Whereas we have the other one that is the tangible strengths. I call it talent. This one, you're born with it. From age 2, 3, you're already drawing. You know how to make, you can crack puzzles, you can assemble, you would dismantle your toy car. You always get in trouble with your mom for spoiling all the toy cars she has bought for you. Within 1 month, tire is one place, boat is in another place, and in one day you reassemble that car back. All right, so those are talent. You have that natural mechanical talent. You have hands-on skill for mechanics, and some of them can be genetically transferred. All right, for me, heart, and it's genetic. My dad has it, my brother has it, my sister has it. Well, 5 children, so about 3 of us, 2 girls and 1 boy, has that artistic, natural strength. It can be genetically, transferred. Yes. So let's move to skill now. They are things that you learn on the job as a training from a teacher, a mentor for a period of time. They can either be soft skill and hard skill. Those of us that have done, especially when you're employed for career professionals, when you're employed first time, you guys will usually go through this training or orientation. Yeah, that's what it's called. And you have this facilitator that comes and teach you guys on soft skills. I think Joberman had something like that a while ago. I did it as a copper. Then amazing training. Big ups to Joberman for that. So what they do is they teach you soft skills. All right, soft skills like um, conflict management, you know, time management, customer service, how to handle a very difficult client Monday morning in the banking hall that is raving to bring down the whole bank if they don't allow him access his 1,527 naira 50 kobo in his dormant account. So, that kind of very tricky situation, they are taught how to handle those situations. So, all those are called soft skill, right? There's a long list of it. Now, the other hard skills are tangible ones, the ones that has to do with delivering product and services to a client. Example is data analysis, all right, video editing, photography, all right, and fashion designing, um, or different things, something that has to do with exchange of products, and they are, what's it called, they are tangible, you can hold them. They are usually products, they are usually deliverables that you can deliver. Oh, I've done this. Oh, I've edited this video. Oh, I've done this data analysis on this information that we collected. I'm in charge of this program. I'm the project manager. Oh, I can work on pipe, I think Power BI. Yeah, that's one thing they use for data analysis. Or I know how to work on Excel spreadsheet. Or I know how to, tools and software. You can work with Adobe Illustrator to create fashion sketches for fashion houses and brand. Oh, you know how to do those are hard skills. All right, so strengths versus skills, that's the difference. Now, Module 2 talked about the hierarchy of interest, and we said interests are everything, like the word interest, that you are interested in. Everything that catches your attention, everything that you talk a lot about it. You can't stop talking about it. Anywhere we see you, that thing is either on your lips or you are thinking about it in your subconscious. It's like always in the back burner, and anytime you have the opportunity, you push it to the front burner to talk about it. You browse about it, you do research about it. You're always in the environment of people that do it. You're always following people that are in that field online. Anytime you see someone like that, you're like, that's my role model. You're excited when people talk about it. You make sacrifices for it. You can even decide to your food money, you will save it. You won't take lunch for like a month to save up and go for that particular program, or to enroll for that football club in your neighborhood. You're concerned, and anytime people are not doing it well, there's this subtle anger or dissatisfaction. You're like, leave, let me take over. You get that point. You're passionate about it. You want to like step in and do it well, and you have this feeling of I can do it better. That sort of, it can be sentimental, but that's an indicator, of what you are interested in. And for some, they take front row seats in your life. For some, they're just at the back. You used to like them, but with time, the interest faded. All right, so this is where the hierarchy of interest comes in. It is not everything you are interested in that signals your core interest. Some you are just interested in it and they are meant to be hobby. You might not take it so seriously. Someone might take it seriously if it's a genetic interest, if it's an interest that is genetically transferred. And let me give you a good example. I'll give my own example. Well, in gardening, my dad loves gardening a lot, and not just that, he's a pharmacist. And he has a whole institute now on trying to extract stuffs from plants, especially those that are homegrown in Africa, and package them into standard globally acclaimed drugs for treatment and healing of certain conditions that are quite tough, like benign prostatic hyperplasia and other types, other types of condition. And so interesting, that is his core purpose. He's interested in that. He also has the artistic side, but he's not interested in art and design like I do. So, although both of us have interest in art, for me, art is like top three. But for him, art is top three, but it is not number one. For him, agriculture, pharmacy, drug design, and gardening, using plants for healing, that's number one for him, right? So it's for his hierarchy of interest, pharmacognosy takes number one for him. All right, because he feels so excited, he's always happy, he's always trying to share stories of people that have come back with success story. They are healing, they are progressing in all that with me. And sometimes I'm like, oh my god, because I get bored. That's to tell you that that's not interest for me. Meanwhile, for me, my top three is communications. I love to pass information. I love to share information. I love to help people out with the information I have. I like to teach. I like to coach. It makes me happy. Tap me 2 a.m. What are we talking about? I'm talking. Papa, 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 let's go. All right, that's me. That's me. And I tell people, we really have to work on something, especially in this part of Africa. I don't know if it's an African thing generally, but Nigerian, especially those that grew up in the millennia, this trying to shut down kid is really raw. I struggled a bit with it, but at a point, it stayed with me like, no, this is not out of just trying to just want to like be forward and all. It's core purpose for me. I was dogged with it. I was resilient. I stood my ground like, no, no, I won't be silenced. I have an opinion, I will state it. All right, so this is me, routing my way through my own number one core interest to now build an entire coaching company around it. All right, so hierarchy of interest is all the things you're interested in the order of priority. In their order of priority. Write everything out. For some people, it can go as long as 25. No jokes. Someone like me that I'm multidimensional, there was a time I wrote it. I think I flipped to the next page of a higher leaf note. I am not joking. I glory to God. I take no pride in this. I belong to the group of people that you call natural genius. So I can do a lot of things naturally. So it gave me a bit of confusion during jam time picking a particular course. I was quite confused. I think for an entire 1 week, I was just carrying jam brochure around, reading and reading. There was a time, oh, I think it's engineering. I'll put, oh, I think it's best. No, Jerry, but I didn't really have like proper guidance. Like everyone around that time was just like, oh, they were just looking at the one that would, societal approval as well as the one that is more lucrative. Right, that story for another day. Right, so I tell people look for the top three in all of this. And of these top three, arrange them. Which one do you like most of these three? That's number one. Followed by number two, followed by number three. You see number four and the rest, eh? Just put them on the shelf. It can just be hobby that maybe when you were a teenager, you liked it and you might never use it again for the rest of your life. Yes. For some, there might be hobbies or something you would build a business on, maybe after you're retired and all your children are married, you are inspired and you just want to do something. Okay, you cannot pick it up and say, okay, I want to start beadwork, or I just want to be painting and selling my artwork, or even the artwork. You might not be selling it, you can just be painting for fun. It might be useful in the other top three. So it's not for you to build a core career on them, it's just for you to apply them in making the one you've chosen to be excellent at it. Let me give an example. Content creation is one of the things I love doing. It's one of my interests. But I've come to realize now that content creation has really helped my communications and media, which is number one, followed by arts and design. I've been able to push my art and design work out there because I understand content creation. I was able to move my YouTube channel. I think in a week, the views went more than like 10,000 or 20,000 views in a week because of my knowledge of content creation. So if I decide to like, oh, focus on content creation now. It might not be now, it might be later. But so far, I am not majoring in it. I'm not focusing on it. I'm using it to boost the top three. So the fact that you have all of this, you can do this, you can do this, don't be confused. God makes no mistake. He knows why He has put those even seemingly unrelated interests in you. Please, if you are still with me, give me a signal. Thank you very much. Okay, so there's a reason for it, so don't get discouraged. Learn to focus, learn to tell yourself that you don't have to start working on everything at once. That some of these interests that you have, they are for certain seasons of your life, and for some people, you've passed that season, you've made use of it, and you've moved on. I remember when I was in uni, I was even an ESCO in the photography club. But now, I don't think, I really don't think, maybe if I feel like I can just like have a photo studio and have someone run it for me, you know, but I don't think I'll officially come and say, "Oh, I'm a photographer." No. But I have interest in it. I like to analyze T.Y. Bello's pictures and I think Gazmado Studio. Different, I follow almost all photographers online because it catches my attention. It tickles my fancy. It's an interest, but it's not top three of my interests. It's not priority in my hierarchy of interests. But I use that to work on my slide, my presentation, my social media pages. They are high catching. It's because I've used one of my interests that is down in the line to boost the top three up the hierarchy of interest. All right. So now the task you were given was to I want to please you can unmute and confirm. Have you made a list of all your interests, including the seemingly weird ones, all the very funny things that you feel like you like doing? Some you don't even know how to tell people that you actually like. I remember a guy that was telling me about the texture of female hair. Even high female, I didn't know there are different textures of hair. That there is a name for different. I just used to know that, oh, your hair is soft, your hair is tough. The guy was telling me different, maybe was it F1 or there are codes to people's hair, like the texture of your hair, and then whatever texture of hair you have will determine the treatment from a guy. That's to tell you some supposedly weird interests, especially here in Africa where we are. I don't know why we do that. We overlook some interests like what is this one doing? Yeah, what you are stargazing. What's stargazing? And it has to do with how our economy is. People are too what's it called? Survivor mode driven that they don't have time for creative thinking. Somebody that is trying to look for money for house rent or food, this is the person that will now be analyzing, and that's one thing that has really affected. So a lot of people are not working in purpose. They just want to get a job that pays them. But in the long run, that feeling of unfulfillment finds a way of catching up with them, even when they are 95. I came on Instagram and I saw, was it 90 something year old woman? Yeah, white hair, old and gray. Mama went back to school to get a degree in one prominent university in America, and everybody was applauding her. And people were like, "It is not too late to follow your dream." And I said yes, but I was just thinking about it that means, despite how long this woman had lived, that that goal that she still wanted to achieve, time did not take it away from her. So you can't use the excuse of, oh, Nigeria is like this, Nigeria is like that. If you don't fulfill purpose, I'm sorry, this is a very tough truth, but I have to say it's going to catch up with you. And the older one get, the greater the regrets. And I don't pray that for anybody because it's a terrible, terrible, terrible state. It is terrible. That's why you hear some things. Oh, this person is very rich. This person has this all over the world. Yeah, that person committed suicide. Trust me. When most time when it's investigated, if it's not like premeditated murder or something, someone trying to cover up track or something, if it's truly suicide and then the person does not have a mental case issue, it could be tied to them feeling lost about life. And that has to do with them not answering the question of purpose. So they have money, They have properties all over the world. People know them, they are celebrities, but they are empty on the inside. They feel there is nothing to their life. So it's a terrible state of mind that nobody should ever be in that state of mind. And that's one of the core reasons why purpose clarity is so important and dear to Quest Coaching Company. All right. So these are the many. I divided this one. I got a picture that has to do indoors and outdoors. So it can be knitting, sewing, you like to sing, you like to dance, carpentry, you like beadwork, you like arranging flowers, you like watching movie, photography, furniture, you like working with wood. You get wood down the street, you go and get hammer, you're matching them together and stuff, and your mom is always complaining, yeah, she carpenter. It goes beyond that. That person might be an architect or even a furniture designer, but not the type that is the roadside furniture designer. Because this person has come to embrace that I genuinely like furniture design, but I don't want to remain at this level. He ups his game, you know. But it's wrong for the person to deny it because, oh, I don't want people to laugh at me. Hmm. If you are not in Nigeria, if you're born an American, you will gladly say, oh, you want to be a fireman. Let me say it in Yoruba, pano pano. It's desirable the way people desire medicine in Nigeria. In preschool, we'll be telling you they want to become fireman. So that's to tell you how very imposing society expectation can be. But you must live above society expectation because in the long run, society, there's nobody called society. If you say, it's society prayer, can you hold someone and say, you are the person, you are the culprit called society prayer that made this person go and pick a wrong course, and then for the next 30 years of their life, they are stuck in a rut, they are frustrated, and their life it's in a mess because of that. Will anybody come out and say, oh, I am society prayer? So I tell people, it's just a concept. And if you decide to live above that concept, trust me, you've broken the seal, that seal over your mind, like people will talk and they will keep quiet, but you will be right in the center of what you're supposed to do. All right, so it is so many, it is left for you to go and write that list and find what you like doing. So I've talked about this top three. You pick one that is most important. All right, identify your passion, identify your audience. Good. So this ikigai concept is a Japanese concept that means a reason for being, and it has to do with the intersection of four circles. Number one circle is what you love doing, your passion. Number two is what you're good at. Number three, what you can be paid for. Number four is what the world needs. Okay, so it's not enough for you to just like it. Thank you. Hope you're having fun. All right. So it's not enough for you to just love something. The world must need it for you to be completely fulfilled in that thing. So we have interceptions of this four cycle, right? There are places where it is just two circles that intersect. And for this, we have um, if you love something and you're also good at that thing, we say, oh, that's your passion. You love it, not just that you enjoy doing it, you are naturally gifted or you've gone to a training school, all right, to improve your skills so you are good at it's either a natural talent or you were trained properly in that thing. You are good at it, you are skillful, you can deliver excellence on that thing that you love. So the interception of that is called your passion. Now, if you are good at it, not necessarily whether you love it or not, but you went to school, you were trained how to maybe you went for an agricultural course, you don't necessarily like it, but you know how to plant tomatoes, and you've seen farmers in your locality that are buying from you, and then you now devise a business in tomato farming. That's a profession. All right, or you went to school and you said, okay, you need the job for the meantime, and then you take up a job as an assistant lecturer in a school of agriculture. That's profession. Now, the other interception of two cycles is the world needs it, right? And they can also pay for it. Whether you are good at it, whether you like it or not, they don't really care. You have it, they buy from you, they give you money, that's fine. That part is called vocation, and in this part is usually trade. Let me give you an example. You are in your second year in the uni and you have financial struggles and no money is not really coming well from home, and you just discover in the female hostel that you live in that girls, it's the stock shop is really far, and sometimes girls find it difficult to go out at night to get feminine care products like pad, and you just decide to start stocking up on like 3 or 4 brands that you know girls buy a lot to just make money while you are on campus. Now after uni you might never ever sell pads again for the rest of your life. You might not even mention it to people because it's not something you're so proud of. You just did it that time to make money. Now that's vocation. Now the interception of, oh, you love it and the world needs it. You know people need it. You know it makes people's life better, but you are not being paid for it and you're not necessarily trained. You just like doing it. This point is called mission, and this is where volunteering falls in. All right, so you just understudy, you join an NGO on campus, or the NGO they go to school to they go to rural area, all right, they bring food to people and they also give them basic medical care. All right, so you just join them, you don't really know much about it, but you're passionate, you know people need it, right? And you just join. That's the mission. All right. Now, beyond the interception of 2 cycles, we have places where 3 cycles intersect. All right. Bear this in mind, we have 4 cycles. It is the point where the 4 cycles intersect, that is where you have your deepest sense of fulfillment. The best way to go about expressing your purpose, because it gives you the highest sense of satisfaction. You have the highest level of fulfillment when you go about your purpose using this concept. That is when what you love, all right, you are able to refine your skill to be very good at it, and you find job opportunities or platforms that allow you to be well paid for it so that you can take care of yourself, your family, and also do other things that matters to you in life. The world also needs, that thing. So if you can find a way to make this four circle overlap, while still going around that purpose, it gives you the highest level of fulfillment and satisfaction. So we encourage people to go about purpose, using this framework, which is called Ikigai. That you should say that at the core center of this image on my screen. That's where that Ikigai is. And it's a Japanese concept that means a reason for your being, where what you love intercepts with what you are good at, you are well paid for it, and the world needs it. It gives you the highest level of fulfillment in life. So before I go to where the 4 cycles intercept, we'll talk about where 3 cycles intercept. If you're still with me, say you're still with me. Right. So now, the 3 cycles, you love doing it, you're very good at it, and you are paid for it. But the world does not necessarily need it or benefit from it. Let me give an interesting example. You're an artist, you enjoy drawing, you're very good at it. In fact, you had masters in visual arts from, say, University of Arts, London, or here in Nigeria, University of Nsukka. You're first class student, you got awarded, you're very, very good at it, and you are paid for it. People pay you well. So you went on this art project and it took you like 1.5 years. It's a very big, you know, very big hard work, and you spend 1.5 years out of your lifetime to work on this project, and then you posted it online and then you call for art collectors to come and buy, and then this very rich person, say from Dubai, saw it as an opportunity to show off. Is a private art collector, so this person bought this artwork, now bear in mind you enjoy doing the art. It gave you fulfillment when you really enjoy doing it. You are good at it. I mean, you observe global standard of art, you did everything, you check all the boxes and all that. And this guy paid you in hundreds of dollars for this artwork. and it was all over the place. Art magazines took it, people, media house talked about it for weeks and all. Now this guy bought this hat and went to put it in his attic and lock it away somewhere in, say, in Turkey. He has several houses all over the world, and he just dropped it there and he's living in London. Nobody to appreciate the hat. The hat is just there. The person just lock it away. Fine, that artist might be well paid. There's something the artist will keep feeling something is off. Something is still not settled in the balance of this whole deal. He won't feel so satisfied with that business deal. Why? Because it benefited just one person. It didn't the rest of the world. It to him, the person who bought the artwork did it for a show off. He wanted to show the world that I have money and I can spend it. And then let me give I want to call it a terrible example to this same story. This person, after buying it, he wanted to send a message for whatever weird reason. He set that artwork on fire. Just picture that. How do you think the artist will feel at that point? 1.5 years or what? Yes, you've paid him. But he thought you're going to like maybe put the artwork in the Louvre museum in Paris, or do something elaborate with it, or you pass it down your generations. But now you set it on fire just to prove a point. All right, so what happens here is there's going to be a feeling this person will be satisfied, especially with the profit, but there is a deep sense of uselessness. And this is usually the reason why you see a lot of rich people go on to have a charity side to their organization. Femi Otedola, the African billionaire, he mentioned something about that he had this feeling at a point, with all his wealth and all that. It was when he now started, I think he paid school fees of some children. There's this sense of fulfillment that all his business and all the profits he's made over the years could not match it. When I heard that, I was like, oh, wow, wow, wow. So it was a story that stayed with me when I heard it. So that's a very good example of this. You are satisfied, but there's this feeling of uselessness. Why? Because the fourth cycle is out of the picture. Now, the next interception has to do with you are good at it, you are well paid for it, the world needs it, but you don't necessarily love it. Case in point, when I was working as a clinical staff in the hospital. Now, I trained in one of the finest federal universities in Nigeria, and I trained at the global, like the highest level of medical standards. And so I know I'm very good at it. And even from my patients' reports and their improvement over the years, I know, yes, glory to God, God bless me in that. I'm well paid, it's comfortable, the pay is comfortable and all that. And I know that the world needs it. I remember an elderly woman that was interesting story, she was trying to match make me with one of her sons. That's how much some of my patients really enjoyed me taking care of them, all right? But it wasn't on top of my list. It wasn't on top, it wasn't top three. So what happened? I was comfortable, but I was still struggling with this feeling of emptiness that, oh, there could be more. I could be doing more with my time. Is this all I'm supposed to be doing? No, there's more. I want to do more. Right. And when I discovered that, oh, okay, I had to plan. And when it was time, I moved. I moved into coaching and public speaking, which deeply satisfies me. Right. Now, the third type of interception, as the world needs it, people needs it, you enjoy doing it, people are paying you well. But you know what? You are not good at it. Why are you not good at it? You lack discipline. You are not training. There is no excellence in your work. You don't have a standard structure that keeps your work. Your work is not excellent. You're not giving out excellent work. So what will happen? People can just buy once from you and then they stop buying. So this interception, there's excitement, but it comes with a feeling of, but because you are complacent, you are not disciplined, you lack structure, you don't have a business model, there's no particular framework to how you run your organization. What happens is uncertainty, you have uncertainty, you are not sure. Why? Because your clients are not going to be stable. People will not, you won't have returning customers. So you're going to suffer a feeling of uncertainty because you lack discipline. You are not going for courses, you're not going for training or coaching, you're not improving on your craft, on your skill, all right, and your people lack trust in your brand. Now, the fourth level of interception, 3 cycles. You love it, the world needs it, you are good at it, all right, but you are not well paid. And trust me, this is usually what a lot of Nigerians, young people, this is their fear that makes them run away from what they should actually be doing and run into professions like nursing, mechanical engineering, which other course do they think is, which is all lies now, because trust me, I don't think medicine or lawyer or all those interesting courses that people used to hide back then are lucrative. No, you have a software engineer now that makes in 1 week what a consultant makes in an entire month in medicine. So life has gone past this traditional and stereotypic mindset of it is this particular profession because you have the money in it. You're just going to waste your time in the wrong place instead of you to just go and do what you genuinely love to do and make that same money in 2 days because of your competence and your natural strengths in it. Right? So now all of this, what will happen with this is there is fullness of joy. You are delighted, but there is no wealth. You are not able to generate wealth. You can be frustrated. And then what happens is you want to go out of your purpose and try other things just to make money. Right. So, and I really feel this is somewhere the Nigerian economy needs to really improve on, and our educational system. People, there should be proper monetary compensation for jobs that people genuinely want to, to be in as a young Nigerian, as a young African generally. All right. So now today we are going to be talking about the purpose statement. But before the yeah, I think it's just the purpose statement. Yeah. So connecting the dots, now you will know the difference. We have layers of ability. You have your personal strength. You have the skill. We have the life skill, like cooking, driving, swimming, those things that you nobody that one has nothing to do with whatever you like. You have to know how to cook, you have to know how to drive, those are life skills. Education, you went to school, and then business know-how is how you convert all how you convert into a business structure to make profits. So now purpose statement. So please let's bring out our journal. We're going to write our purpose statement now. We're writing our purpose statement now. So if you are with your journal, let me know. Just unmute and let me know. If you're with your journal, we're writing our purpose statement now. So this is the template, all right? You write it like this. I leverage, you put your, I've talked about your natural strengths. I've talked about talent. I've talked about skills, right? To help, then you put your target audience. You put them in the brackets. What do you help your target audience to achieve? The desired outcome, you put it there. So that this one now has to do with, remember the fourth cycle, what the world needs. Good. The ultimate impact and the value beyond yourself, beyond profit, beyond money. That's what is going to be in this last bracket. So now I gave an example. This is for me. This is me. This is my own purpose statement, right? And it is from this Quest Coaching Company and other businesses that I have birthed from. I leverage my leadership ability. My leadership ability is my natural strength. I didn't go to school to learn it, although I'd gone ahead to batch a degree from Germany in it, right? But I had it naturally. It was that natural strength, all right, that propelled the degree I got, all right, from Europe in it. Now, my talent is I'm very good with communication skill. I tell teach quantum physics to a 5-year-old child, and that child will understand what I'm saying. So that's a talent. Now, the skill that I've worked on, which is what I trained in, is public speaking training. I got the training from Harvard University in public speaking and effective communication. So all of this now, I'm putting it here. I leverage my leadership ability. That's my natural, is a natural thing with me. And it's also genetic. It runs in my family. My talent, effective communication skills, and my skill, public speaking training. To do what? To help all individual. My target audience is everybody. Everybody. I speak to, if I'm in Sunday school now and I have to talk to a 5-year-old, I will break it down to them in purity form, in marshmallow form. Like, okay, this is it. If we have to sing, we'll sing as long as I get the message across. All right. To help all individuals understand what is my desired outcome, what am I desiring. I want them to understand their purpose in life. Why? So that they might live to their fullest potentials. That's the ultimate impact. The desire now, right now, is they will understand that this is what they're supposed to be doing in life. Now, at the end of the day, years after, if I see them, the grand vision is this person is living to their fullest potential. Each day of their life, each waking moment, they are one step ahead in their purpose. That is my purpose statement. This is me. Please, if you are still with me, let me know. All right, so this is where we'll stop. For the next module, we'll take articulations and action. But this is the core of today's this is the task for today now. So everybody will go ahead and draft their purpose statement using everything we've talked about today. Everything we've talked about today. All right, so I'll take questions now. Thank you, guys.